of 5 naked women. A group of 5 naked women. The group flesh tones, flesh tones, flesh tones, flesh tones. Backdrop of brown flesh tones, white and blue curtains. The figures are very flat. The figures are very flat. And there's little illusion. And there's little illusion that these are real bodies. From left to right. From left to right. That these are real bodies. From left to right. From left to right. Expressionless. Expressionless. Pinkish flesh of her body. Darker brown. Or suntanned. Darker brown. Appears to be in shadow. She has long behind her head. Falling down her back. Flesh or suntanned, darker brown, pinkish flesh of her body. Her right eye, she stares straight ahead, darker brown. Her right eye, large, seen as if from the front. Simplified, surrounded by brown, black pupil. simplified and outlined in black. Black pupil. Black pupil. Small, straight line surrounded by head, with black hair is pulled as if back provocatively. Her breast shoulder.
Okay, give me one moment. I've got to put this little bratty kitty up. I'm happy to be back streaming. We'll see how tonight goes, but first, this kitty is going to go in the laundry.
As if black hair is behind black hair is right, places her hand behind her head.
Because she will do everything she can to smash on the keyboard. It's okay. Smash the keyboard and be as annoying as possible. She hates the fiddle. So here we go. Could just hung out on the screen, but no. So, don't really want to get into it, but this is the third time in a row I've tried to stream. Third day in a row I've tried to stream. It's all set to stream Sunday night, and literally a minute or two before I hit go, my computer conked out, and that kind of killed the wind in my cells. And then, what was it on Monday? I was kind of sick over the weekend, and so on Monday I was all set to stream for sure, but after staying up all day, not getting like an hour of sleep, but by the time it was time to stream, I was not awake enough. I could not do it. I really thought about it, and I was like, well, no, this is going to be terrible if I try to stream. So, anyway, guess today is the day. Up. So all of the samples tonight come from audio descriptions of famous pieces of art. And I thought the most appropriate one to start with would be Picasso, since he was a big fan of chopping things up, chopping ladies up in abstract, weird ways, which I felt was appropriate. So this first piece that we started with and we will continue with is describing a Picasso piece, and I might have been try and say the original French, I guess it is, but it's like 5 women of the night, basically. abstracted painting of the 5 women that I think are suggested to be sex workers. So anyway, we will continue with that now.
Rough square shape, stiffly by her side. Black pupil, surrounded by brown, stiffly by her side. Juts forward in a square shape, looking directly forward, straight out of the canvas. Their black eyes are wide, uneven, extend as sweeping lines, profile noses, simplified, profile noses, mouths are straight lines. behind her head, as if posing provocatively, as if posing provocatively. Black hair is pulled back, her left shoulder. Black hair is pulled back, her left shoulder. Her breasts are suggested. Her breasts are suggested with half circles. None of the women's breasts have nipples. None of the women's breasts have nipples. Raises both arms, pulled into it. Raises both arms, pulled into it. High, tight bun. High, tight bun. A group of 5 naked women.
Okay, bit of a rough start here. See if we get better. That was just the first half of the Picasso painting description. We'll end with the second half, but right now we are going to classic Van Gogh Starry Night, and I put a link to where you can hear all of these descriptions in full. So hopefully, if you're hearing this, you can find that. I believe all these come from the Museum of Modern Art, if I remember correctly.
Both an exercise in observation, deep blues and vivid yellows, both an exercise in observation and a departure from it. A highly textured surface. Starry night sky. Contrast to a quiet village. Nestled contrast to a swirling light blue bands. The smallest orb is the size of a golf ball. To transition from these warmer colors, dark lapis blue, dark lapis blue. Hundreds of short, thickly applied roiling movement. Dark lighter, closer to the horizon. Roiling movement. Dark lapis blue. The turbulent sky commands attention. Contrast to a quiet village, the most dynamic part of the painting. Highly textured surface. Starry night sky. Starry night sky. Starry night sky. Contrast to a quiet village. Contrast to a quiet village. The turbulent sky. Hundreds of short, thickly applied brushstrokes. Roiling movement. Roiling movement. Dark lapis lighter, closer to the horizon. Halos of concentric circles. Glowing orbs. A vibrant yellow crescent moon, and the largest is as big as an apple. To transition from these warmer colors, deep blues of the sky. The smallest orb is the size of a golf ball, and the largest is as big as an apple. layers, a lighter, denser band of clouds tumble in horizontally from the left of tumble in horizontally from the left of the canvas. Tumble in horizontally from the left of the canvas. Between these layers, surrounded by a white halo of paint, brushstrokes. A dozen rooftops are visible. A dozen rooftops are visible. Straight, straight, horizontal, straight, vertical, horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines. Nighttime tones. Gray, nighttime tones. Black, gray, vertical, black, gray, black, straight, vertical, blue-green treetops, horizontal, and rust brown, blue, dotted with yellow squares, light coming from their interiors. A blue-gray church, the center of the town. A blue-gray church, the center of the town. Pointed steeple. A blue-gray church. A blue-gray church. A blue-gray church barely breaches the horizon. Barely breaches the horizon. Rising up from the bottom of the canvas, a towering cypress tree. A towering cypress tree, diagonal blue, a towering cypress tree dominates the foreground. Dominates the foreground. Land and sky. The shape of flames. The shape of flames tapers to a point, the darkest in color.
Okay. I may have to switch back to my other spot in the room at some point, because just so far I haven't been able to get a great flow state with this new position, but I think it's probably just me and all in my head, so.
seascape. The dream. The dream. The dream. The dream. The dream. Plants, fruit trees, flowers, animals. Flowers, animals, birds. Birds. And two human figures. Clean lines. Crisp brushwork. Gradations in color, crisp brushwork. Gradations in color, crisp gradations in color, crisp brushwork. The appearance of a uniform softly illuminating the subjects. A variety of leafy plants. The appearance of a uniform. Let's begin by describing the jungle. Let's begin by describing the jungle. A variety of leafy plants. Let's begin by describing the jungle. Let's begin by describing the jungle. Stylized leaves and fronds are rendered rich shades of green. 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 With yellow and purple details. Shades of large lotus flowers. Periwinkle and peach. Supported by tall, thin stems. Periwinkle and peach. Dense thicket of tropical trees, bearing orange fruit at the center. Shades of blue. Periwinkle and peach. Glimpses of the pale blue sky. Several glimpses of the pale blue sky. Several bunches of yellow-green bananas peek through tree leaves and branches. Peek through tree leaves and branches. A luminous full moon. A luminous full moon. Hangs just above the tree line. Most prominently. Hangs just above the tree line. Most prominently. Most prominently. Most prominently. Most prominently. A nude woman reclines on a deep crimson sofa. On a deep crimson sofa. Her skin is rendered in pale golden flesh tones. A rosy pink face. She props herself up on the sofa with her right arm. Legs stretch along the seat's length. Feet are crossed at the ankle. Her curvaceous body turns toward us. 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 Her head is in profile. Her head is in profile. Her head is in profile. Looking off to our right. Looking off to our right. Falling in front of her right breast.
YouTube music. Double. Audio recording progress. 9:10 p.m. Cellular. Wi-Fi calling. Garden. 3 of 3 Wi-Fi. 9:10 p.m. Status bar. Orientation. 9% battery power. 9% battery power. Low power mode. Status. Orient. 9% battery power. Low power mode. Charging. Status bar item. Swipe down with 3 fingers to reveal notifications. Swipe up with 3 fingers to reveal the control center. App switcher. Loopy HD. Active. Swipe up. Loopy HD. Active. Track 8. Button. Loopy HD. Track 1 menu. Button. Voiceover off.
Looking off to our right. Her head is in profile. 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 Her curvaceous legs stretch along the seat's length. Looking off to our right. Looking off to our right. Falling in front of her right breast. 2 colorful birds perch in the trees. 3 small brown monkeys hang from branches. Behind the sofa. 3 small brown monkeys hang from branches. 3 small brown monkeys hang from branches. Behind the sofa. Set back in the shadowy distance. Set back in the shadowy distance. A gray elephant in profile. A gray elephant in profile. Peeks out with one eye. A golden brown lion and lioness loom amidst the foliage. A golden brown lion and lioness peeks out with one eye, loom amidst the foliage. They stare straight ahead. Round, wild-looking yellow eyes. A black snake with a peach-pink underbelly. A black snake with a peach-pink underbelly. Round, wild-looking yellow eyes. A black snake with a peach-pink underbelly. A dark human figure stands. A dark human figure stands. Loom amidst the foliage. A golden brown lion and lioness with both hands directly in front of their chest. A dark human figure stands with both hands directly in front of their chest, playing a straight golden horn. 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 Camouflaged somewhat. Dark gray-black skin. A skirt with band camouflaged somewhat. Dark gray-black skin. A skirt with bands of camouflaged somewhat. The shadowy foliage that surrounds them gaze directly at us. Gaze directly at us. A skirt with bands of blue, red, copper, ochre, and gray. Gaze directly at us. Gaze directly at us. Gaze directly at us. Gaze directly at us.
Okay, that was a description of. I'm gonna change the setting real quick. Let's see. 1 second. Volume, 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 volume. Turning it up, so that you can hear me. So that was I should have said before I started doing it, but that last one was a description of The Dream by Henry Rousseau, 1910, the trippy jungle one. Oh, and the Picasso was from 1907, I believe, and Starry Night is from 1889, I guess. So the next one is called Evening, and it's from George Pierre Seurat. I don't really know a lot about visual art, so but yeah, all the samples I mentioned earlier came from the Museum of Modern Art. It has some audio descriptions as an accessibility feature, descriptions of some paintings. So the next one we'll be playing with is called Evening. 1886, it looks like. Yeah, 1886. So. Now I'm gonna mute this. Maybe it'll make it a little less noisy. Let's see.
Tranquil seascape, bathed in the fading light of dusk, small dots. Pointillism, pointillism, large and atmospheric, pink, blue, pink, pointillism. Pastel-colored sky, large and atmospheric. Pink. Large and atmospheric. Pink. Pink. Blue. Pink. Yellow. Blue. And green. Horizontal. Purple clouds. Purple clouds stretch out across the sky like bands. It is, in fact, comprised of green, painted at first glance, seafoam green. Seafoam green. It is, in fact, comprised of green, blue, painted at first glance, gently sloping, stretch out across the sky. Painted at first glance, blue. The sea appears calm. Soft light dancing on its surface. The sun is hidden behind the purple clouds from the horizon down, indicating the reflection of the setting sun on the water. Just below it, jagged black rock. Jagged black rock. Jagged black rock. Jagged black rock. Jagged black rock sits on the shoreline. Just above the horizon line, partial view of green foliage, speckled with red, yellow, and blue dots. Speckled with red, yellow, and blue dots. Extend out from the beach. Rugged coastline, rugged coastline, rugged coastline. Rugged coastline, rugged coastline, rugged coastline. Sits on the shoreline, sits on the shoreline. Just below it, from the horizon down, from the horizon down, from the horizon down, indicating the reflection of the setting sun on the water. The sun is hidden. Blue, blue, blue. The sea appears calm. Just below it, just above the horizon line, sits on the shoreline. Jagged black rock, speckled with red, yellow, and blue dots. Several piers and breakwaters. Rugged coastline. Rhythmic pattern of verticals. In the distance, rhythmic pattern of verticals. One long pier. To the left of center, of smoke. Trail of smoke. Unseen boats. Trail of smoke. Smokestack. Small triangular sail. When seen up close, the imagery breaks down. The imagery breaks down. When seen up close, the imagery breaks down. The imagery breaks down. The imagery breaks down. The imagery breaks down. When seen up close, the imagery breaks down. Dissolving into distinct, dissolving into distinct, yet overlapping dots of color. Dots of color. Especially bright and sunny yellow. The imagery breaks down. Extension of the landscape at sunset.
All right. So we have come to the last description of paintings that I have. I do have a lot more that I just have to sample or take the time to cut up. And it does take some time, unfortunately. Okay, Google, time.
It's 9:27 p.m.
So yeah, we'll hear the second half of Picasso. Like I said, I thought I'd bookend this with the one Picasso piece I have described, because it just feels like a Picasso kind of thing. Unfortunately, this may be the last stream, at least before Christmas, and we'll see. I'm leaving to go out of town on Thursday. I won't have my gear, but I'm going to be doing a lot of things during my vacation to work on to help the stream, including hopefully editing some of the better parts of what I've done so far together to start putting out a podcast to kind of best of that you don't, for the people who aren't hardcore and don't want to sit through all the flubs and things, which would be the better way to hear it, I think. So, and a lot of music things I want to practice. I have I get down when winter comes. I guess most people do. It's a thing. It's called seasonal something disorder. But I've definitely been dealing with that over the past couple of weeks. So, I may be struggling at times to get the energy and the drive to do this, but on the other hand, I am excited about it, and I have a lot of high hopes, a lot of plans how to make it better, a lot of project, sample, and subject ideas for the future, and an awareness of a lot of shortcomings I need to improve on. So if anyone else is having trouble, I know that with holidays and getting colder, it can be a tough time, so hang in there if anyone else is dealing with things. So anyway, we will wrap this up, and I'll be happy that the stream happened. And if I don't stream again for the next little bit. Have a nice holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. And maybe even a Happy New Year. So have to see. I will stream when I can. And I'm hoping that in the new year, I can maybe get back into a regular flow of regular schedule, maybe more regular than I have been able to do. The every other day that I was keeping up was a little grueling with all the sample editing that I have to do. So, got to come up with a more workable and permanent schedule. But hopefully, that's what New Year's resolutions are for, right? Anyway.
Most unexpected. One stands in back, parting the blue curtains. She emerges. She emerges. Hangs down her back. The most unexpected. The most unexpected. The most unexpected. The most unexpected. suggesting, striped diagonally in green, suggesting, unless the face of a human, elbow on one raised knee to her face. Beneath her chin, large ambiguous form, calling a boomerang. It might be her hand, her body is flat, or a piece of melon she is eating. With a pale line down the center, her body is flat. Indicate a spine, implying that she is sitting with her back to us. If so, her nose is also striped. Her head is swiveled impossibly with one uneven eye. Her nose is also striped. Her head is swiveled impossibly. Her nose is also striped. Her head is swiveled impossibly around. Her nose is also striped. Her face impassive and mask-like, with one uneven eye. Her face impassive and mask-like, the other completely blue, painted in simplified lines, with one uneven eye, the other completely blue, with one uneven eye, the other completely blue, painted in simplified lines. Bodies made up of straight-edged planes, varying flesh tones. Bodies made up of varying flesh tones. Bodies made similarly. The drapery, or a piece of melon she is eating. Similarly, the drapery, her body is splintered, her body is flat. The drapery, her body is flat. Her body is flat. Her body is flat. Splintered, her body is flat. Splintered planes of color, like shards of glass. In the center foreground, an arrangement of fruit, crumpled white cloth. An arrangement of fruit, crumpled white cloth. Grapes, a pear, grapes, a pear. Crumpled white cloth, grapes. Crumpled white cloth, an apple, and a slice of melon, streaked with red. But the grapes are a grayish white, sharp as the curved blade of a scythe, or crescent moon. Sharp as the curved blade of a scythe, or crescent moon. Or crescent moon, sharp as the curved blade of a scythe, or crescent moon.
Okay. Well, I will endeavor to be better and better next time. I'm gonna sign out now. And yeah, everyone have a great holiday. Spend time with family, eat lots of food. You only live once, and try not to let the cold weather get you down, you know. I'm saying advice that I need to hear, I guess. Anyway, till next time.